gonna wait a couple of seconds, see if anyone pulls up for this live. Got a couple topics to get through today. If no one's here, then we'll just oh, what's up, Thomas Anderson? What's happening, man? You're the first one to join the stream. I appreciate it. Levitt Collection. Thank you, sir. What'd you wear today? Let me know in the comments what you wore, what sneakers. It's July 7th. It's like peak of summer, so wear your sneakers while you can. Cry West, hello. When you guys see this, just let me know what you're wearing in the comments, and make sure you wear your sneakers. This is what it's all about. Because at least here in Toronto, like, we only have a few months left till things start to get a little cold, right? I'm just gonna set up a little bit of lighting here, but yeah, if you're Freddy Krueger dunks, wow. Talk about a rare shoe. That's crazy. I haven't seen those in person ever, so good for you. I don't even know how you got those. There's a bunch of really good sneaker releases for July I wanted to talk about. Yeah, I mean, we'll go through Nike stuff, some Jordan stuff. The main thing I want to chat about was those Jordan 8 Aquas. They're coming out this month. But I do also have a few sneaker pickups that I want to show you guys as well. So we'll get into all that. Give me a couple seconds here while we, yeah, we'll just wait like 2 or 3 minutes, and then we'll just jump right into it. They're sick. Yes, sir. I mean, Freddy Krueger dunks, like, that's a grail right there. You can't even find those. Like, that's something, I mean, I feel like they're starting to release all these, like, coveted shoes, right? And as soon as they release the Wu-Tangs, to be honest with you, I kind of had the feeling they'd start releasing, like, rare stuff like that. Like, bring out the Freddy Kruegers again, all those kind of shoes. Yeah, Jordan 8 Aquas. Yeah, for sure, man. Are you grabbing a pair? I think they drop. Yeah, they drop pretty soon. Like, in the next, like, couple weeks. I don't think it's this weekend, but I think it's yeah, July 19th, I think, is a confirmed date. Yeah, I think that's the best release of the month, but love to hear you guys' opinions on, you know, what we've been seeing in the sneaker world right now. How July's kind of shaping up. Alex Brown, what's going on, man? Appreciate you joining the stream. But yeah, I mean, there's been so many great releases. I think this year has been crazy so far. Pretty busy for people to, you know, you can't buy every single sneaker, right? So you can only get sneakers that are like the best of the best at this point, because people don't have money to buy every single sneaker release every single weekend, right? So it's been tough. I'll jump into something real quick. I probably want to start with some of the unboxings. For anyone watching this after the live is over, I'm gonna start getting a little more consistent with when these release. I'll show you guys 2 things that I picked up. They're already unboxed, and then I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna do like two big actual unboxings here. First one here is actually a pair that I picked these up. I had these before. It would have been, so this must have, I think these came out last year, right? I grabbed these because the last pair was too small. So I picked these up again. You can find them for stupid prices, which is insane because, again, we have these great, incredible shoes coming out. You guys know what this is. Back in the day, if this shoe came out like during the peak of some of those like moments, some of those big like sneaker moments that we were seeing during COVID or anything like that, this shoe would have retailed or resold for crazy prices, right? Now that we're in a position where I think people are kind of feeling like, oh, you know what? I have too many shoes, or I don't need to have every single sneaker. We're in a position where you can find a lot of these like coveted shoes from back in the day. You know what I mean? For great prices. So, you know, Olympic Sixes, this is one that for me, like, I'll just tell you guys a story. I first got this shoe in 2012. I never had like I think it came out in 2000. I never had that pair. Um, these are the Olympic sixes. Um, I never. So 2012, these came out last. I'm pretty sure. I had that pair. Had Jumpman on the back, just like these. They looked almost identical to these. And they came out around the same time. If you guys remember the Oreos, the original Oreo sixes, those dropped around that time as well. So I remember just, I think it was 2010. So I remember just like, I've always been into sixes, right? Sixes were one of the first shoes I ever got. I remember just wearing those all the time. And so now seeing like OG colorways like these Olympics or whatever drop, it's crazy. The infrared sixes, again, we're seeing I think a reverse infrared six. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Thomas Anderson, you might know. But I think we're seeing a reverse infrared six. It looks very similar to the OG, but it's not. That's coming out next year. I think people just want to get the OG six. You know, but you're gonna get the Nike Air and all that. We got that in 2019, right? So, you know, there's a lot of things that are happening right now. Like I said, my whole point is like you're getting OG colorways that previously they probably would have sold out. They would have been going for crazy money, and now we're in a position where sneakers are there's too many sneakers, right? There's too many good releases. There's too many things coming out. So to get a pair like this for under retail is crazy. This is not something that would have happened a few years ago. It's just indicative of what's happening right now in the sneaker game, and I'm okay with it because everyone's able to grab pairs that they want. So it is what it is. I'm not mad at it. I think people, like I had this conversation over the weekend. I feel like everyone should have access to shoes. Obviously, sneakers, you know, they're not a necessity. You know what I mean? Like you can't survive with one or two pairs. You don't need like 20 pairs. There's no reason. So people like us, yeah, we want to grab a couple pairs of shoes because that's just what we do. But it's not something that you need to do, is I guess what I'm saying. So I think people now are kind of looking at it and saying, oh, wow, you know, I don't need 50 pairs of shoes, 30 pairs of shoes, 20 pairs of shoes, right? I'm satisfied with what I have. And that's kind of where I think Nike also met that demand that was like huge before when they didn't have enough supply. And now it's kind of been met. And now we've seen stuff on sale. And I talked about that in the last live and some of my other videos. But again, if you guys can find shoes for under retail or at retail, Olympic sixes, crazy to see them under retail. Same with the white cement fours, which I showed you guys in the last one. I talked to someone today, actually. He said he picked these up online for retail just the other week, which is insane. This shoe is probably one of the greatest shoes of all time. It's in that conversation, at least. And to have it just sitting online, it's insane to me. But that's what it is. I mean, Nike's just making enough pairs to meet the demand, which is great. I'm going to show you guys two unboxings that I have here. I'm going to leave room for a quick second, grab those, show you what I got, because they're two good releases that came out this year. And then we'll get into some of the conversation regarding some of the releases. So give me 1 second. All right. Open these up right here. Yeah, this room is a mess, but that's fine. Two boxes here. That is iconic. Yeah, I know. The fact that these crazy OG pairs are going for nothing, it is iconic. It's insane. Open these two up. I'll show you guys what I got. I'm still buying shoes. I know the sneaker trend is kind of dying out and people aren't really doing that anymore, but I'm still buying shoes. I mean, there's not really any reason why you shouldn't be. If you like sneakers, you like them before the hype, you like them after the hype. It's the same thing. You guys probably can't even read that, it's backwards. But you guys probably know these. For once, not a Jordan pickup, actually. These are so fire, man. KD3 on pearls. If you guys aren't familiar, Kevin Durant, he started with the KD, I think it was the KD, was it the KD3 or the KD4? I think it was KD4. The on pearl, in memory of his aunt, for breast cancer awareness. So all of these sneakers, they have that pink theme. This is the KD3. This is arguably, in my opinion, one of the best KDs, but people like the KD4s. There's a bunch of other really great KDs, right? But this shoe, I found this for under retail. Had to scoop it up. It's just such a great shoe. I know the Angel Reese's, they are a nice shoe. That shoe, and it has that pink. And I was debating between the two because you can get the Angel Reese shoe for a decent price right now. But this pink just looks a little bit nicer to me. It's like kind of like that soft bubblegum pink, whereas the Angel Reese is like one of those like very classic pinks. This is a nice ball shoe, man. If you're a hooper, I know the hoopers in the chat, like I know you guys wear these. You guys know what these are. It's a fire shoe, man. I cannot wait to wear these. Jeff Turtle, were you talking about the KDs? Because yeah, bro, I'm telling you, I have the 4s on pearls, and yeah, these are fire. It's a good shoe. Definitely a good shoe. Can't wait to hoop these, to be honest. Anybody else have these? Let me know. What else we got here? Kathy. What's happening, Kathy? Appreciate you joining the chat. Thomas Anderson, K3 on Pearl. Yeah, it is a classic, man. It's great that they're actually retroing a lot of these shoes again. Because obviously the first run of them was so iconic, right? And then to bring them back again, you know, having the on Pearl 4s with the strap. And then they're still making the new ones, KD16, the KD17, but then they're bringing back and retroing the old ones. It's crazy because anyone that was around for this time, now you can get your pairs again. So, yeah, this is a great shoe. I'll be wearing these for sure. Right now, I'm wearing the, I don't have it in here. I'm wearing the Kobe 8. You know what's funny? Like, I think I mentioned this before. Kobe 8 used to be one of my favorite Kobe's to hoop in. Man, I don't know what it is, but that shoe runs very, very narrow. At least the retro does. And I don't remember the original running like that. So I played in it today, and it honestly just, my toes are just, they're so like tight inside the shoe. So I gotta switch out of Kobe's right now. I guess I gotta size up or do something. At least with the Kobe 8, it's just not comfortable for me. So looking forward to putting this into the rotation. If you, any hoopers in the chat, let me know what sneakers you're wearing right now. To be honest, I'm not like crazy like that. I just pick up pairs that I can get for good prices. That's good enough for me. I have right now, yeah, the Kobe 8 Halos I'm wearing. And then you know what? I actually was talking with Li Ning earlier. You know, obviously they have Dwayne Wade, Jimmy Butler. They got some other players and athletes signed to their brand. I have a pair of those coming in from them. So I'm gonna do like kind of a review on those and let you guys know what I think. But you know, I said it before, like it's not always about like Nike. Like you can get great shoes that are not from these big brands. You know, it's not always, you know, you have to get a Nike shoe, you have to get an Adidas shoe for if you're playing basketball or sports. It's not like that necessarily. You can get great shoes from these different brands, especially these up and coming brands. Like some of these Chinese brands, like I'm telling you, like these Li Nings, I think they were like $90, like shipped like to my door, which is crazy because like you're spending Canadian, you're easily spending 150 and over for a lot of these Nike products that a lot of them, they're not built that great. Jeff Turtle, what Jordan 8s do you own? To be honest, bro, I only own 3 Jordan 8s. I'm going to show you one of them. It's right behind me if you can see. Boom, we're going to talk about that in a second. I got the playoff 8s, which are actually right there. And then I have those trophy room 8s. The ones that came out, I think, last year or the year before. Those are fire. People slept on those. Those are really nice. That's just a nice colorway. Mikasa Sukasa, I think it's called. Thomas Anderson, I'll rock that for October. Those are gorgeous. Kobe 8 do run narrow. Yeah, bro. I don't know what it is, man. It didn't feel like they did like when I was wearing them. But again, I was wearing them in like 2000, about 15 years ago, I guess it would have been when they first came out. And at that point, maybe my feet were just growing a different way. I don't know what it was because I would have been, yeah, I was like still kind of I was a younger guy, right? So my feet might have been growing in different directions. Who knows? But now that I'm grown, they're not comfortable. Next pair we have here, man. Getting back to the Jordan stuff, I love that they're bringing back this this old school box. I love that. But they need to bring back that face box. I think they're doing it for a couple retros, or they already have. This shoe, I feel like this shoe right now is going for retail or less. And a lot of people slept on this shoe. A lot of people don't care about this sneaker. Yeah, a lot of people passed on this shoe. I think these are still easily sitting in a store for sale prices too. You guys know what this is. If you know what it is, just let me know in the comments. But I mean, come on, like just look at this shoe. Even without knowing what this is fire. This, to me, this is fire. But now, the people that are watching are looking at Air Jordan now. They might not know what this is, or even understand the connection of who this player is to what's relevant right now, I suppose, right? Yeah. So you guys already said it. I'm gonna jump through the comments real quick before we jump into this. I've been wearing a lot of Jordan 1 mids lately. I own a lot of highs, but the mids color selection is out of this world. Love it. Yeah, I agree. You know what? Jordan 1 mids, like, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you, like, even for me, Jordan 1s back in the day, like, I'm talking 2005, and everyone has a different experience, but 2005, I would jump into the Nike outlet, and you would see Jordan 1s. Like, you would see Jordan 1s, lows especially, and you know lows are the only thing really popping for Jordan 1 right now. People are wearing those lows. They got the Travis Scott lows. You know, there's some heat behind the Jordan 1 low. Jordan 1 low, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, that shoe used to sit in outlets, and people used to clown on that shoe. That was just like a weird shoe. Like, nobody really wore it. You know what I mean? And I would see that, I would easily pass. Like, I'd even see that shoe, I would have zero interest in that sneaker. So to see Jordan 1s kind of blow up like they did is wild. I got my first pair of Jordan 1s in 2007. That was the New Love, Old Love pack. You guys know the yellow and the one that looks like a black toe, basically, or similar to a black toe. And after that, I didn't touch Jordan 1 until 2016. That's when I got the Bread 1s. I was never a Jordan 1 guy, but Jordan 1s are cool, and they have a lot of really great colorways. So I completely agree. And plus, Jordan 1s had that huge hype, if you guys remember. Now you can find Jordan 1s, like, for crazy low prices. Like, I'm telling you, like, some of these retail shoes, before they hit retail, you can already get them on StockX, even with the fees, for less than retail. Like, it's so weird. Like, Foot Locker has them for whatever it is, 150, 200 bucks or whatever. You jump on StockX, you're paying the fees, and you're still getting it for less than if you stepped into the Foot Locker that day. And that's specifically Jordan 1s and some other Jordan retros as well. But Jordan 1s, like, I appreciate Jordan 1s now way more than I did 15, 20 years ago. Because back then they were nothing to me. I didn't see them as a shoe that I would wear that really fit my aesthetic. Now, even though the hype is dead, I still wear Jordan 1s. I wear Jordan 1 highs, like, I wear them probably once a week. Like, I'll purposely put a pair into the rotation because they're clean. They look good. And I will say one thing, like, I was born in 1989, so you know, I'm not like a young kid now, like, you know what I mean? So I'm a little older. The Jordan 1 adds that kind of I don't want to say like a grown man aesthetic, but it definitely is like more of a mature, I think, look than sometimes you see. Like, I'm not saying Jordan 12 isn't, but some of those shoes with the Jordan 8 with the big straps and all that, it's not necessarily like a grown man shoe necessarily, but the Jordan 1 is, in my opinion. You can make anything, dress it up, dress it down, you know, the way you dress, but to me, the Jordan 1 makes it pretty easy to do that. So, again, sorry, I went off on a little thing about Jordan 1s, but just, Jeff, you're 100% right, Jeff Turtle. I mean, that's what it is. Wearing KD17 Christmas. Wow, that's a fire shoe. I love the KD17. Shouts to you, Robert Allen. Hey, if you guys are just tuning into the live right now, let me know. We're going to talk about sneakers for the next, 30, 40 minutes. Get into a couple of topics, but let me know in the comments what you guys are wearing. What did you wear on feet today? What did you wear on feet this weekend? I don't know, some of you guys had a long weekend, especially my Americans, so let me know, man. I'd love to see it. Nice collection behind you, bro. Hey, I appreciate that. Been collecting for a long time. This is, you know, I'll show like maybe in my next live, like I'll do an actual like collection kind of thing where you guys can see everything, because it's kind of tough right now, but I appreciate that. Have you tried on running? Yeah, actually I have. This shouts to 096. I have 2 pairs of those. I never really got into them in the sense that like I would wear them for like a fashion perspective. But I do appreciate the shoe. I think it looks very comfortable. It is comfortable, but it also looks good. Like, people are wearing them from a fashion perspective. I don't like them yet. I'm not on that train yet. The only time I've worn them is just to work out, and they're comfy. It's a cool shoe. Jordan 1s are flames, and the leaning and the ants are coming out with some fire too. Yeah, man, Thomas Anderson, this guy, shout out to you, bro. You've been participating a lot in the chat. I appreciate that. I completely agree with you. So Li-Ning, Anta, those Chinese brands, like people are sleeping on them. And they're coming out with new technology. They're coming out with new things that are like cutting edge. You guys might look at it and be like, oh, I don't know what that logo is. I don't like that logo. Yeah, I mean, shit, it doesn't have the same kind of like a reputation as like a Nike swoosh or an Adidas three stripes. It's very tough for it to get to that point. But the actual materials and the product itself is pretty good. So Mellow 12s, yeah, let's talk about them. I mean, it's a fire shoe. It's just good. And people now don't really know much about like mellow. When you say the word mellow now, it's probably more connected to La Mellow versus Carmelo. So this shoe to the young kid doesn't mean much, because think about it. Someone that was born like recently, like, you know, 15 years ago, let's say the sneaker is 15 years old. They don't even know who Carmelo is. I think the last game Carmelo played would have been like what, 5, 6, 7 years ago or whatever, at best. And at that point, he wasn't really like the Carmelo that we remember. Like, he wasn't the Denver Nuggets Carmelo. You know what I mean? So for kids now, when they see that, they're just thinking, oh, you mean LaMelo? Like, I don't know who Carmelo Anthony is, nor is he relevant to me or my life right now. And that's just what it is. So people that were like into sneakers back in the day, if you're collecting 20 years ago, 25 years ago, like, this means something. So to me, I mean, the quality on these things is crazy. The leather is so good. My lighting isn't very good in here, but the leather is really good. You guys can see. They did a good job with these. I would say these feel similar to the Cherry 12s. Cherry 12s had some pretty good leather on them. And even the Flu Games came out this year. And that's an amazing shoe. Like, I do like 12s, so is what it is. Those are cold. The 12s are tight. 100% agree. These are so butter. Love them. Yeah. Shouts to you, Jeff and Thomas. Completely agree on that. The 12s, fire shoe. Melo never had a good shoe in his life. Everyone wore Iversons back then. Dude, you're 100% right. Iversons were definitely, between them, they were popping. But Melo had the Jordan contract back then, right? So he had his own shoes. And they weren't, you have to remember, they weren't as popular for sure, but they were also, in my opinion, significantly less aesthetically pleasing. Like, they were less like crossover shoes that you could wear into fashion. This is my opinion. It could be different. But Iversons, you could see those on and off court. Some of the Carmelos, like, I didn't really see that many people wearing them outside of hooping, right? At least some of his models, like his signature line, that looked like a basketball sneaker, like a very, very technical basketball sneaker. Not everyone's really into wearing that. That's why something like a Jordan 1, it's so wearable. You don't have to be a hooper to wear that, right? But that's not a hot take. That's a good opinion. They're like Mike Jones. Back then, they didn't want him. Now they're all on. Yeah, I mean, shout out to Mike Jones. That's Swish a House. Jeff Tuttle, I said back then they didn't want me. Yes, sir. Dwight Shepard, J12 hurt the foot, ready for the Jordan 10s. Hey, bro, I appreciate that. Shout out to you, Dwight Shepard. I think, like, people sleep on that Jordan 10. I think that people are very mixed on that toe cap. I think people were saying, based on what I was reading, and then this is not really my opinion. I'm just gonna state it though. Jordan didn't like the toe cap. You know what I mean? Jordan didn't like the Jordan 10 toe cap, but now they're releasing it with the toe cap. So explain to me why, if he didn't like it, why should the overall people really care about that? You know what I mean? Like, to me, that was a strange choice. I think they just should have released that as it is. People just want steel 10s the way it is, but to have the toe cap on it. Listen, Jordan didn't like himself. Now we're releasing it with. What's the point of that? I mean, we understand, like, there's history behind it, but like, I don't know. I'm not bothered by it though. I'm still gonna buy the shoe because it's a classic shoe. You need them. Everyone's got them. Everyone's got to have them. And people that had them back then, you gotta have them again because it's gotta be at least 10 years since those came out, maybe 15. So fire shoe. But Carmelo, yeah, the Jordan 1.5. It was not bad, but that was kind of like Jordan. Yeah, I mean, it didn't look the same, but it was, yeah, that was more of a clunkier, different shoe. So is what it is. Again, want to show you guys Melo 12s and those KD3s. These are the pickups of the week. One for hooping and one for just casual wear. For summer, an all-white shoe, you guys know. You can't go wrong with that. I'll show you something else that I got here before we really get into it. Oh, yeah, and I forgot these two. Good shoe. Clean shoe. But I think the thing we're all trying to talk about right now are some of the releases that are coming out in the month of July, specifically These guys right here. Aqua 8s. Oh, wow. Haven't seen that name in a minute. Shouts to you, Cut Canada. Feels like I'm 18 again watching Heat Ledger. Let's go. Hey, man, I appreciate you tuning in. You know, we're doing this live thing. We're just playing around with it. People have been super responsive and just chatting on this. We're just having a good time. So thanks for dropping in. Leave your comments. Leave some questions. And let me know what you wore on foot. Anyone's tuning in right now, you know, happy to have you. And let's get into this. So Aqua 8s, I mean, this is definitely the shoe of July. You know what I mean? Like this is the sneaker that everybody's talking about. 2015, I remember at that exact time, I think the Chrome 8s also came out. And I remember walking into a Foot Locker. People were hating on this shoe, if you guys remember the Aqua 8. Why? Because of this. You see that glitter? People were like, oh man, the Jordan 8 Aqua, man, like I can't wear that. So much worse than the 2007 pair. It has all that glitter on it and all that. You know what I mean? People really did not like that. So this sneaker actually didn't do that well. I remember at certain outlets, not all, but some outlets had these. These were sitting there. Now, before the Aquas actually got released, if you check resale prices in the last like 5 years, the Aqua 8s were pretty up there. Like this sneaker was like pretty up there in terms of like resale prices and what people were willing to pay. Now, now that they're bringing them back, I think there's a lot of hype behind the shoe. I actually could see a lot of people jump on the Aqua 8 set. One, never really participated back in the day, but wanted to. Or two, just never owned a Jordan 8 before. In my opinion, the Jordan 8 is a shoe that typically actually sells out pretty quickly, which is interesting. And the reason for that is because I think that Nike knows that the Jordan 8 isn't really the most commercial shoe. I mean, look at it. It has these crazy straps, right? I mean, for the average person, and I don't mean people tuning in right now that might be actual sneaker collectors, but I'm talking like the average person. Go talk to like your friend that's not even into sneakers and ask them about this shoe. They're probably not even gonna know much about this shoe. They probably just gonna look at it and be like, I don't know, I can't understand what's happening with these straps. Like, well, I don't understand this. You know what I mean? If they didn't have the straps, like maybe this shoe could be a bit more digestible. But think about it. Nike wants to sell units. They're not here to like get everyone wearing Jordan 8s. It's just not, that's just not how it is. So for the average customer, they need to understand that like this shoe is probably going to go to like sneakerheads, sneaker collectors, and like maybe a few people that just want to test out this model that haven't before. However, it's not like your mom and your aunt and your uncle, they're not wearing this in their 60s or whatever it is. They're probably going to gravitate towards something else. So I feel like for that reason, they're going to have limited supply on this and all other Jordan 8s for that matter, even playoff 8s. Probably one of the most wearable Jordan 8s ever. It's all black. Like you can't really go wrong with that shoe. And that shoe actually sold out. If you look at how much that shoe is going for now, it's kind of getting up there. So I feel like the Jordan 8 is going to do well. People are going to buy them just for the sole fact that there's not going to be that much pairs out there. Not as many as other releases, right? So, yeah, that's just my opinion. I think this sneaker is going to be fantastic for those that do pick it up. This is obviously a 2015 pair. A lot of glitter there. I don't know what the new pair looks like in terms of like that midsole and some of the glitter. To be honest, the glitter never bothered me, but you guys can see it. I mean, some people were just very, very against that when this shoe first came out. And 8s, again, they were just not really moving like that. Like Chrome 8s, these were in outlets at some outlets. Chrome 8s were definitely at outlets. They were sitting on shelves at Foot Locker. I know there's one on Queen Street in Toronto. I remember just walking in there and seeing them, and I asked the guy, and he said he had like almost a full size run, and this was like a week after release. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of where the sneaker game was in terms of Jordan 8. And now fast forward 10 years, I think things are going to change a little bit. I think people are going to be, interested in it. But let me know. I mean, I could be completely wrong. Are you guys copping the Jordan 8? I think it's obviously an iconic shoe. It has a big place in Jordan's actual history in terms of him playing. It's a shoe that he wore, and he did some damage in these. I think the games that he won, some of them are more, especially playoff games and championship games, they're more significant based on the footwear that he wore, right? So people tend to flock towards different pairs and different colorways for that reason. So excited for this. I think it's the best shoe of July. I think we have a couple other shoes that already released. One being that Jordan 3. I think it's like was that like the neutral, the white? Like it was an all white shoe. What, Pure Money? Was that the Pure Money 3? I'm gonna have to check this out myself. Yeah, it was the Pure Money 3. Wow, that's insane. Let me just see here. They just add some glitz for the shine, but they don't hurt yet. The black ones and the Bugs Bunny version. Yeah, bro, thank you for mentioning that. Bugs Bunny also this year. So, I mean, it's not the year of the 8 necessarily, because that would mean like many, many 8s. But, dude, two good 8s. So the Aqua 8, the playoff 8 was last year, right? Or the year before? Aqua 8s and Bugs Bunny 8s, like iconic colorways that everybody wants. It's really nice to see that. I'm looking forward to those Bugs Bunnies as well. Those haven't come out since 2013, I believe. Shout outs to Cook Canada wearing the SB Costin AJ1 low navy pair with the red Jumpman on the toe. Man, bro, you guys remember when those came out? This is to me, I think, in my memory, the only time Jordan has ever done this ever in the history of their line. They put a Jumpman logo on the toe box. So when you look down the toe box, there is a Jumpman logo. And then this is one of those Jordan 1 lows that they did the crossover kind of collaboration with a Nike SB. So you guys are, loving the Jordan 4 Pine Green SB and all that. Man, they were doing the Nike SB before that, way before that. I mean, the Costin Jordan 1 low, I remember I was working at Foot Locker at the time. They came out and released at the Jumpman store. I remember seeing them and I just passed on them because I wasn't really feeling lows like that. I'm still not really like a big Jordan 1 low fan, but that shoe in particular, amazing leather. I know that toe box has amazing leather, and the sneaker itself, well built, and obviously has that Nike SB DNA in it. And then you guys know Eric Costa. I mean, guy's an absolute legend. Played Tony Hawk's Pro Scare back in the day. You know what I'm talking about. So even if you weren't really a skater, you know who he is. So I think it's just the shoe overall, fantastic shoe. You're lucky guy to have those because they're not many pairs around anymore. They're still wearable. Even though they're a recent shoe, I don't see them often, is what I'm saying. I guess everyone's just holding them. I'm currently wearing the 2015 at the moment. The Aquas definitely need the 2025 pair. I agree. It's a shoe that mine's still wearable, no cracking, no issues with the Aqua 8, but it's coming out again, and who knows the next time it's going to come out. It might be 2035 or whatever. At that point, this 2015 pair is going to be totally cooked, so I want to get a fresh pair as well. I agree with you. Thomas Anderson, they just added some glitz and shine. Yeah, we talked about that. Bugs Bunnies, 100%. Costin are hot too. Yes, agreed. Freddie, shouts to you, man. Trash, just my opinion. Hey, man, I'd love to hear about it. Why do you think they're trash? I mean, I think OG shoe. If you don't care about OG stuff, I think that totally makes sense. If you're just looking at aesthetically, you don't like the shoe, you don't like the Jordan 8 in general. Man, it is what it is. At the end of the day, there's no everyone needs to have their own opinion and their own their own tastes. You know what I mean? Because if everyone wore the same thing, we'd be back in those COVID times where everyone was wearing. You look outside or you look on Instagram, like every single person had like a pair of Off-White Chicago ones, probably fake pairs, and Travis Scott's, and that's just like what everyone wore. It was kind of like very, very bland back then. So it's nice to see now where like things are kind of switching up. People are actually getting back into like individuality and wearing sneakers that they want. So dude, shout out to you. If you don't like Jordan 8s or Aquas, that's your opinion. I love that, man. There's no reason why you should just like them just because. A lot of people skipping the 8s. They want the rare Air 4s instead. Oh, really? Okay, so then I'm completely wrong. I guess, I think I thought they were going to do well, but the rare Air 4s are fire. I thought the Jordan 4 hype kind of died down recently, especially seeing the white cement 4s sitting in store. I thought Jordan 4s were kind of like on the way out, but I could be wrong. Is what it is. Freddie, no likes for me. Great. Pure money. Yes, sir. Hey, bro, those Pure Money, the more I look at them, they're fire. You guys remember the Pure Money 4s? Obviously, those came out. Last time those came out, was that 2019? Something around that time. So the Pure Money 3s, those are also a re-retro of a pair. I don't know when the last time those came out. That's a clean shoe. I mean, I just think like if there weren't so many crazy things coming out this year, Pure Money 3s would have gone crazy. People would have bought like tons and tons of pairs of those, especially just a few years ago. It's just such an easy shoe to wear. It's an all-white shoe pretty much, right? And it's summer. So think about it. When sneaker companies, they release product, white shoes are in the summer. You're not going to release an all-white sneaker in the winter because it just doesn't matter, especially for northeastern states and countries, Canada like myself. We're not wearing that in the winter, so you're just going to sit on it. They had those luminous greens that came out. Not feeling those. The Jordan 40. That's a real hooper shoe. I talked about that a little bit in a group chat that I'm in. If you're not a real hooper, you're not really going to care about that. You don't have to be a real hooper, just someone that's using them for basketball. Because that's not really a shoe you're going to wear outside, in my opinion, is what it is. There was some women's colorways. The Jordan 3 Starfish already came out. I'm sure those are a flop. Same with the Cobalt Bliss. That's a grade school shoe. The Rare Air, you're absolutely right. So Aqua is coming out on July 19th, and then the Rare Airs are coming out on July 26th. So we got a week in between. Most people, if you think about it, aren't buying 2 shoes in 1 month. Like most people. Some people are, but not most people. So people have to make a decision. Am I getting the Aqua 8s or am I getting the Rare Air 4s? Those Rare Air 4s are very, very, very nice, especially with that removable tongue. You guys remember the Tour Yellow 4s from back in the day, 2006. I'll tell you a story about those in a second, but to have that removable Velcro patch on the tongue, that's such a beautiful touch, man. I love that shoe. I think the shoe is very, very clean. If I can get a pair, I probably will. I don't need them, but I like them. Tour Yellow 4s, I'm going to tell you guys a real quick story. I found a pair of the 2006, and that's a shoe. If you guys remember that shoe, they need to bring those out. Now, I found a pair of those in 2012 or something, and they were beat. And at that point, I had to, you know, everyone gets in a situation where you have to just like get rid of shoes or get rid of something to get some money. At that point, I needed money pretty bad. I can't remember what it was for, but it wasn't anything like crazy. It was just a matter of me like just getting my funds together. Everyone has it, and the good thing about sneakers is that at least at that point, it's easy to get rid of them so you can get some money back. I remember selling those Tour Yellow 4s for like next to nothing because there was some midsole crack and I didn't know how to repair it. So yeah, someone got a steal out of that, but at least I got to pass it on. Jordan 1 Self-Expression, don't know what those are. Oh, man, those are just, I wish I could show photos on the screen. Like this is just a horrible shoe. That's just a bad looking shoe. Nigel Sylvester Jordan 1 Low OG, interesting. Didn't even know he's dropping those. Most of the Nigel Sylvester stuff goes crazy, but that comes out in August. I wonder how those will do. Now there's something that someone said in the comments already. Jordan 10 steels with the toe cap. Curious to know if people are actually gonna wear those and buy those, because the Jordan 10 steel, and we'll talk about this in the August segment when I talk about that in another live. But that shoe, Jordan 10, traditionally just hasn't really been a shoe that people buy. The Jordan 10 is not a very popular shoe. It is in some sizes. I remember back in the day, like girls would always wear the grade school Jordan 10s. I don't know what it was. When I saw girls that were wearing Jordan 10s. This is around time when those Orlando Jordan 10s came out. This would have been around like 2009, 2010. I remember all the girls wore Jordan 10s. I don't know what it is. It was just around my way. But I didn't wear too many Jordan 10s myself. I only have one pair. That's the Chicago's. And that's the only pair that, you know, that's why I want the steels. And other than that, I'm good. So, I mean, that's pretty much it when it comes to Jordan releases for July. August looks very interesting as well. We can talk about that another time. I think overall, like some people already said in the comments, like it's just the Rare Air 4s and the Aqua 8s for this month. Not a crazy month. To me, the Rare Air 4s is like, it's not a must for me, but it might be a must for people that, one, want to be more on trend, because Jordan 4s is a trendy shoe. It looks really good right now. And two, I'm mostly kind of collecting OG colorways for the most part, because if I start doing all sorts of other stuff, I'll have way too many shoes. So just want to get a re-up on those 2015s. Now, I'm going to jump right back into these comments. Sheesh, the rarity of it all. Yeah, absolutely. Jessica Bolin, I'm back to see you because I love your shoes. Hey, shouts to Jessica. I appreciate you jumping into the live and saying what up. Thomas Anderson, Jordan 2 is almost unsung and the Jordan 15 are selective. Yeah, bro, that's 100%, man. Jordan 2s, I mean, you guys remember, I made a long form video on this about the Jordan 2. I love, if you guys want to watch, check it out, you can just check it out on my channel. It's one of the actual long form videos, not short. But the Jordan 2, you guys gotta remember, it was never a popular shoe, ever. So when Jordan, you know, brought back the Jordan 2 in such a big way, it was very strange to me. They brought back so many different colorways. And you gotta remember, like, Jordan loved to do this thing where, like, Air Jordan would make, like, one silhouette pretty much be the theme of the year. At least in the last 10, 15, no, even more. Like, think about 2005, 2006. Like, the Jordan 5 was like that shoe. There were so many different iterations of the Jordan 5. Now, there was one year there where they just did the Jordan 2. I don't know why. They'd never really done that before. And they brought back all these classic colorways, but they also brought back a bunch of colors we didn't need. And I think that was part of the time when Jordan was just like, they didn't know what they were doing, man. They're just bringing out whatever. Now, if you look at what's happening this year, there's some Jordan 5s, which are doing quite well. The metallic 5s. We got some Jordan 8s. We have a lot of different variety, but to me, that's indication that they just don't know. They're just throwing whatever they can at the wall and see what sticks. They're bringing back OG colorways. They're doing collaborations. They're doing absolutely everything you can imagine. There's no like set formula. It's just like, let's just do it all. So when you, I'm gonna make this a full circle moment. When you talk about the Jordan 15, guys, you pull up a photo of the Jordan 15. You don't know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna pull one up right now to show you. This is not a shoe that people like. People don't like the Jordan 15. They never have, even when it came out. I think people were grabbing them like because they were trendy at that time in selective colorways, especially like the Columbia colorway. And I'll show you the Columbia colorway. And this colorway is very, very nice. Check that out. You guys seen those? But other than that, bro, to be honest, like it's an ugly shoe. And I have 2 pairs of these. I had the Obsidians, and then I got the CDPs, I think, for 08. I still got those. And it's just an ugly shoe, man. I mean, I'm sorry. It's just, some people may disagree with me, and they like them. It's just a weird shoe, bro. But that's a shoe that, in my opinion, I don't think Jordan's going to be like, yeah, let's start bringing out Jordan 15s and Jordan 16s. I mean, they tried it with Jordan 17, but again, they resold for crazy prices because they did such limited pairs. People like me and you, they're watching the stream right now. You guys probably you might like Jordan 17s, and that's why they sold, because they were specific customers. But you're going to try to sell a Jordan 17 to like a 13-year-old kid or a 15-year-old kid. It's not going to happen. They don't understand the history about it. They weren't there in 2003. They don't care to be there in 2003 and understanding those things. So you can't blame them, really. Jordan 40 is a hooper kick and it's dope. Yeah, 100% agreed. Definitely made for hoopers, on court feel. If you know, you guys know this already. All the new Jordans from the last like model, like ever since the Jordan 20, like even the Jordan 15 and beyond, actually, they're not super wearable off the court models. Like they trended towards more like court feel models more than ever before. So yeah, the Jordan 40 to me, when I look at that, that is just a hooper shoe. That's a shoe you only find on the court, and that's about it. It's not really a sneaker you're gonna wear outside. Jessica Bolin saying hi. I appreciate you tapping in and watching the live. Thank you very much. Nigel Sylvester, I'm kind of struggling about that shoe, the brick reds. Hey man, listen, you need to get those shoes in hand before you make that decision, because that's exactly what I said. Until I got them in hand, I have them, and now I was like, man, I know what everyone's talking about. The suede is nice on them. It's actually like very, very plush, nice suede, good materials. And then the actual color is just interesting because it's not your red, your traditional like red, like Raging Bull or Fire Red, or like a Toro Bravo 4. Like it's not that red. It's literally like a brick red. It's like in between like a brown and a red, but it's very, very deep red. And then to add that suede on top with the white laces, it really does pop. And maybe a little bit of that is me like just falling to the hype, but I was not feeling that shoe. When I first saw it, I was like, nah, you know what? I don't need this shoe. It is what it is. And then like a few weeks passed, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to get this shoe. So, hey, Thomas Anderson, you better check that sneaker out, bro. I'm telling you, when you see it in hand, it might change your opinion. Let's see here. Because Jordan got injured in that shoe too, that's savage to me. Yes, sir. That's true. I mean, that would have been later in his career. Snapdragons, shout out to you, bro. Those rare Air 4s is a must-have for me. Got the 3s, glad people slept on those. Hey, bro, that's crazy that people slept on those 3s. Like, you can get those for the low right now. The 3 to me, I don't say it's a better shoe, but the 3, I like the Jordan 3 better than the Jordan 4 overall. I prefer it. So to be able to get the rare Air Jordan 3 is, yeah, for like under retail right now. I'm pretty sure you can find it under retail in certain places. That's a fire shoe. I gotta still pick those up. That's a nice one. I usually don't gravitate towards some of those newer models and newer colorways, but I like those. And the 4s, if I can get them, they're nice. Thomas Anderson, I'll take your word for it and I'll copy because you recommend that. Hey, bro, you can find them for a good price. Do it. The prices have been going up like insane. Like, you look at those brick red 4s, like those Nigel 4s. Every single like week, I'll take a look just for fun. The price just went up, 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 up. So, I would say if you're gonna get them, you should probably look into it now versus like Christmas time when everyone's shopping and buying stuff again for holiday. So it is what it is. But hey, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I know this was kind of like a quick one today. Subject matter just mainly being around that Aqua 8. Again, it sounds like a lot of people are going to be watching or are going for that rare Air 4 based on what you guys are saying in the comments. Kind of like eggs, yeah. I mean, it's a situation that I think, I've said this before. The older generation of sneakerheads are kind of like doing other things. You know what I mean? They're not all still buying sneakers. So to appeal to a younger generation means that you have to bring out sneakers that make sense for them. fun colorways. Maybe the rare air thing is a fun colorway with a trending silhouette like the Jordan 4 that young people can get behind and understand. It's not all about catering to the old person like me, or people older than me, or maybe slightly younger than me that are really into those like OG retros. You know, it's not about that anymore. So for them to bring out all these OGs and expect them to sell out all the time is it's going to become less and less relevant over time, because think about it. The last thing I'll say is that, like, you need to make the person Michael Jordan cool again for the young generation to want to buy an OG shoe. Think about it, because Michael Jordan right now, he hasn't touched hardwood, a court in like, you know, decades. You know what I mean? Like, he's not that guy anymore. He's not an athlete. So the just like, you know, a full circle moment, like the mellows. When you say the word mellow to the young kid, they think about La Mellow. It's not Carmelo. So when you talk Jordan to the kid, eventually Air Jordan is going to mean anything to the kid. They're going to look at him and be like, I don't know what Air Jordan, like, I don't even know who Michael Jordan is. You know, why would I want to wear that? You know, I use this example because we had a good conversation in the last live. I wouldn't wear a Larry Bird. If you guys don't even know who Larry Bird is, I wouldn't wear like a Larry Bird Jordan shoe now, just because he's iconic. Like, I wouldn't even look at that and be like, yeah, that's really cool, I'm gonna go ahead and buy a shoe. No, it's not gonna happen. I wasn't around for that Larry Bird era. So, and some people were, and you can't just keep catering to the past. That's why they gotta keep moving forward. So it's gonna be an interesting ride for Jordan to do some cool stuff. They have to reinvent themselves. They have to make things interesting again, and that's part of the challenge. So appreciate you guys rocking with me tonight. A lot of great commentary, and appreciate everyone that was you know, commenting and participating. Yeah, I just made that example off the top of my head, but I mean, that's, you can mention anyone from like pre-90s era. No one's going to be gravitating towards that. So appreciate you guys watching again, you know, and I'll try to do these like once a week. If you guys have specific comments or questions, feel free to hit me up on Instagram. You can find that on my YouTube channel kind of bio. Hope everyone had a great long weekend. Hope everyone has a great week ahead. Happy Monday to those that, you know, it's Monday for you. If it's Tuesday, get through the rest of the week. Weekend's around the corner, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Later.